Hi guys, in today's beginner tutorial I'll show you why your speed ramping still looks off, even when you feel like you're doing everything correctly. You might already know how to stabilize your footage and lock your clips to the center, but your speed ramps still don't look smooth or professional. So let's go through it, and in a very short time I'll explain how you can easily improve your edits. If your video looks like this, it means your curves in the graph editor are not properly adjusted. A correct speed ramping curve should look exactly like this example. So let me show you how to achieve that quickly. First, enable time remapping on your clip. Now it's important to decide where you want the clip to start. Adjust the first time remap keyframe until you're happy with the beginning. Next, scroll forward to the beat drop, let's say it's right here, and set another time remap keyframe. This will mark the end of the speed ramp. Once that's done, split the clip and delete the unnecessary part with extra keyframes from the timeline. Now we have a clean setup and we can focus on making the speed ramp smooth and professional. Select both keyframes and press F9 on your keyboard to ease them. Then open the graph editor, right-click, and select Edit Value Graph. Select the left side first and adjust it to control the start of the video, making a smooth curve. Next, select the right side and adjust the ending as well. The curve you see now is one of the smoothest and most balanced curves you can create. It's simple, not too sharp, and not too slow. Keeping your curve like this will make your edits look much smoother. As a beginner, always aim to create a curve similar to this. Avoid making curves like this one, because it will completely ruin your speed ramping and make the video unusable. I don't mean that this curve is the only one you should use in every edit, because it always depends on the song, the rhythm, and the overall flow of the video. However, in about 80% of your edits, you're going to use a curve very similar to this one. So open After Effects, create this curve, and practice with it. Try applying it to different clips so you can really understand how it works and why it feels much smoother compared to the curves you were creating before. Now let me move to another clip and enable time remapping on it as well. This time, I'll explain the flow and how curves actually work in the graph editor. To create a smooth flow, the first thing you need to understand is direction. All the clips in your edit should follow the same direction. For example, if your first clip is moving forward, the next clip should also move forward. In this case, my first clip moves forward toward the car, but the second clip moves backward. That breaks the flow. So to fix this and create a smooth transition, I'll simply reverse the second clip. With time remapping enabled, I'll drag the time forward until the clip fully finishes like this. Next, scroll forward to the beat of the song. Let's pretend it's right here, and adjust the time remap again so the video pushes all the way in. Once that's done, split the layer and delete the unnecessary part with extra keyframes. Now select the remaining keyframes, press F9 on the keyboard to ease them, and jump into the graph editor. Let's create the same curve we used on the first clip. Now I'll explain what each handle does and how it controls the speed of the video. In this case, the left handle is shorter than the right one. I did this because I want the video to start smoother and slightly slower, which helps create a clean and natural transition from the first clip. The ending handle is a bit longer because I want the video to speed up more toward the end, giving the transition a stronger and faster finish. If I pull the left handle down like this, I increase the speed at the beginning of the video, which makes the clip start too fast, and that's not what I want. So instead, I'll keep the handle shorter to reduce the speed at the start. Now you can see how the transition looks much smoother and cleaner. Now that you understand what happens when we pull the handle vertically, you might be wondering what happens when we pull it horizontally. Pulling the handle horizontally simply controls how fast the speed changes over time. So, to summarize, vertical movement controls how fast the video plays. Horizontal movement controls how quickly that speed change happens. Pulling the handle to the right like this will make your video play slower, and it will start to feel off. It won't be fast enough and won't look good. But again, this also depends on the song and the overall flow you're trying to create. On the other hand, pulling the handle horizontally to the left will make the video speed up too much, which also doesn't look good. That's why it's important to find the right balance. Start with a basic, smooth curve like this, then check if it fits the overall flow or if it needs small adjustments. The music will always help you understand what feels right. Now let me show you how the video looks with the curve perfectly adjusted. See how smooth it is? That's because we set the curves correctly. Now that you understand how vertical and horizontal adjustments in the graph editor affect speed, you can practice on your own and avoid mistakes in future edits. Also, to make your edits even smoother and more professional, don't forget to add motion blur. I like to use RSMB Pro, which is a paid plugin, but there's also a built-in option called CC Force Motion Blur. Keep in mind, though, that CC Force Motion Blur is very heavy on your CPU, RAM, and GPU because it's a high-quality effect. On the other hand, RSMB Pro is great because it doesn't put too much strain on your PC, which is why I usually use it more than CC Force Motion Blur. And of course, for a final polished look, Don't forget to add some shakes, because speed ramping can feel off without them. You can check out my shake tutorials on the channel, and I've also created 16 shake presets that you can get from the link in the description below. I hope you learned something new from this video and that it helps improve your edits. Thank you for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like the video.